Also, it's saying like Weight Watchers didn't work for me.
That's what I was about to get at. I was doing Weight Watchers for 9 years, y'all. Ozempic came, child. Ain't even no
Snatched me
need.
right on up.
Snatching me right on up just that quick. So actually, deuces, Weight Watchers.
Right.
Y'all keep watching the weight. I'm gonna just go over here and do this Ozempic and be all right.
Now next we're
But
gonna see Oprah in an Ozempic commercial.
what's up, Janelle?
Hey, Bronte.
How's it going?
It is going.
Should that
It's
be?
going.
I think that should be maybe our. We should maybe trademark that sequence.
Yeah. How's it going? It's going.
It's going. It's always going as long as it's going.
Exactly. How are things on your end?
Things are good. I had a last week felt like a good week, which it was high time for a good week. Yeah, things are going. Like I understand
Well,
I understand that sentiment, and it can mean a lot of things.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of
things
like
are cool.
it's kind of like the like when people are like, how are you? And you're like, I'm good. When it's just like, it's just too nuanced and layered for me to get into it.
Right. If
But
you really wanted
let's
to know, we would have to have a whole entire like sit down conversation for me to really
exactly,
expound on what that means. But I get you. I feel
exactly.
you. Lots of things happening in the ethos in the space. That also means lots of things. But we got some things to talk about.
Yes.
Are you ready to dive into Above the Fold for this week?
Let's do it.
All right. You got it.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. So first up, we got a lot of stuff going on with Nike over the past 2+ weeks. I think one of these things like we just forgot to talk about in the last episode, but the first one, I'm sure you saw the Nike Jacquemus collab featuring Sha'Carri with the I mean, like the full range, I believe, has come out at this point, but there is this like Nike swoosh bag that I'm like, should I do it?
You
I know I
absolutely
shouldn't
should.
do
That
it,
is
but
very
I
much you
should
coded.
do it. That is so that is very much me. I don't know what you can fit in there other than, I mean, what else? What do you really need to fit in a bag these days?
Lip gloss.
Lip gloss. That's it.
Your
And the
key.
car keys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, I like this. It felt right. I always like when brands are able to kind of reach across the aisle and make something happen, and it's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say, like, this is not their first collab with them, but this is probably the first time I saw something that I was like, oh, I kind of like that, you know? I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
The other.
normally. I've seen the previous capsules that they've done,
Mhm.
and much. Well, for me, this is kind of the same. Like, I think it's cool, but I'm not about to be like, oh, I'm about to go get this Nike suit bag. I could make it
Okay.
work, but
Hmm. I
um,
can see you making it work.
I don't. Yeah, historically, I've just been like, oh, that's cool. Like, I get it, but not like it hasn't been a highlight.
Yeah. And then, I think on top of that, like the use of Sha'Carri is very smart. Um, we're in an Olympic year. She's, she's primed to be one of the big standouts at the Olympics for Team USA. So
Yeah,
I am foreseeing that we will be seeing a little bit more of her leading up to the Summer Olympics. And then I saw a figure. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw something that like she re-upped with Nike for like 20 million
I did
or
see
something
that.
like that.
I did see that, and that is what makes me think. And maybe I'll hold on this think piece, but I'm not gonna hold on it. Remember the discussion we were talking about, like the Tiger Woods situation, and one of the points that you
Hmm.
brought up was kind of like, is there a paradigm shift happening in terms of how brands are considering athletes to be, their 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 spokesperson, or
Right.
like how much marketing dollars do you put in that pool versus going the influencer route that we're seeing a lot of marketing dollars go to now. Like there's been a strategic shift in where and how brands are represented in
Uh-huh.
real life, and it's now the focus is more on influencers. But here we see Sha'Carri. I mean, you didn't say that it was going completely away. 20 million is not nearly as much as like a Tiger Woods or
Right. I
Serena, but
I mean, I do think it's a little different. Maybe not than Serena, but like it's a little different from Tiger and even like a Naomi Osaka in that Sha'Carri has a has a personality, right? Like, or at least like a known like verbose personality. Like she
okay.
has,
So
and
you're
she's and like from a fashion perspective, like the way that she wears her hair and her nails or whatever, it lends itself to doing things outside of just the track and field realm, which is why you see her in a Jacquemus campaign, right? Because it makes sense because she, I wouldn't necessarily call her a fashion girl, but like she expresses herself through her nails and her hair and things like that. So I think we're going to see more of that. Whereas, like, if you saw Tiger Woods in like a Martine Rose Nike ad, you'd be like, "What the hell? Like, that makes no sense." Or even when I saw Naomi Osaka in like the Sakai stuff, I was like, "Okay, I guess they had to use her some way," but I'm not really seeing the connection here. And unless they were saying that some of that stuff could be worn like on the court or whatever. But this
well,
one just feels a little bit more
wait.
believable.
I
Yeah.
have to put a
Oh
pin in it right
gosh,
there.
I brought up one of your girls. Okay, go ahead.
No. The only caveat I'm going to say is I think Naomi is becoming more expressive in her fashion off the court. She has been putting these fits on. Yeah,
If you
so
say
I
so, I
would
haven't seen them, but okay.
right. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say maybe she's not as I don't know. I
But
don't
do
know.
you get what I'm saying though?
I do get what you're saying. So you're saying that Sha'Carri is different from a Tiger or a Naomi in the sense that she's more expressive, she's more
I think
visible. What?
yeah.
What's
And they,
the
they
through
can
line?
use
Like if
her.
you
They can use her in different ways. In the same way that they use the influencers or Travis Scott or whatever, they're not paying her $20 million to drop a signature track spike. That's bad business. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like we can use you in all of these other ways because of all of your other interests or ways that you express yourself. And I think that then it makes the $20 million stretch a little bit more than if we were like, hey, we just gonna drop, the next track spike and be done with it.
I get what you're
No?
saying. I know I do. I do. I am building on that point in my head.
Yeah, but I just
So
think
how
that
does it
nowadays there aren't a lot of athletes, or at least I don't feel like there's a lot of athletes on their roster that can flex in that way.
Okay. So how do you categorize a Meg the Stallion in the ethos of where their marketing dollars are going?
Again,
Do
I
we
think
can
that she's someone that isn't okay. So I understand like Nike, their whole thing is about sport, right? So it's like, okay, we're always going to have that sports lens and that sports angle, but Meg can do so many different things because she's not known for that category. She's known as a musician, and that has a great body that lends itself to the sports narrative and the sports story. So like you
she
could
also
throw
has
her in.
a great
Huh?
brand. She also has a great brand.
Exactly, a great brand. So I think with her, it's just like, well, what do we need to market right now? Chances are we could slot her in and it makes sense. Versus like, what do we need to market right now? How do we slot in Tiger Woods?
Okay. So
Not
my
everything makes sense for
my
him.
next yeah, okay. My next question is you're seeing a lot more of these capsules. So you see Meg has capsules with Nike. Um Obviously there are athletes like Serena, Naomi, Drake.
Hmm.
Do you envision, I mean, $20 million, Sha'Carri, do you envision that she would start doing her own signature sort of capsules? Is that something
I could
that's on the
I could see
horizon?
it. I just don't think it's going to be limited to track and field. I think it's going to be more of a lifestyle play or a training play. It's not going to
Yeah.
be a purely track and field
Yeah, I
like
think that would be bad
box.
business if it was just
Yeah.
purely. I think that's generally the direction that they go in. So,
Yeah, but it's one of those things too that where it's like I believe it a little bit more because, as a track girl or as a, like fitness girl, she's someone from a visual and aesthetic perspective that people may want to dress like in the same way that I think that there are people out there who, wouldn't mind or who would buy like the Meg the Stallion collection for the same reasons.
yeah. Yeah, I feel you. These images are great as well.
Yes, they are. I
Um,
don't know who shot them. Do you know?
Amadi, do you know who shot these? Fernell Madrano.
Of course, of course, of course.
And I like how they
Vernell
showed.
stays with a gig. Okay, there's a handful of them, but shout out to her.
Yeah. Wow. Cool. So yeah, in the same vein, Nike. We just
Yeah,
mentioned Meg.
yeah. We mentioned Meg and her collab. Did you see any of the pieces?
I actually didn't.
No, they were actually pretty good. I don't know about the shoes, but the the apparel,
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, it's something for the fitness girls, of which
Really?
of which I am not, but shout out to them. We getting there. It's on the 2024 list. It's only oh damn, it's March. I need to get on it.
It's March. We're about to go into Q2.
Yeah. All right. I'll make it a Q2 goal.
Oh, you don't like the Air Max?
No, I don't like her version of it.
Maybe I'm looking at a previous version. Let me go to the actual collab. The Stallion.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, from
okay.
what I remember, I was like, I'm good.
I see. Yeah.
There's a lot
Eh,
going on.
they're okay.
Yeah, I'm sure though.
Did you see her
Sure someone
spot?
will buy 'em. I did. I did. Yeah, it was cute. It showed her personality. Um, yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
What'd you
It
think of
was
it?
great. I enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah,
I have no
and she
critique.
actually, yeah, like it seemed like she actually like was having fun. Probably, like sometimes you see these spots for brands with like athletes or talent, and you're just like, okay, you just came in, read the lines right quick, you look bored as shit, like, like on to the next thing. But she looked like she was actually having fun and
Yeah.
wanted to be there. So,
Yeah. I feel like she's about to do a lot this year. I don't know why. I think maybe we said this before. I also
hmm
saw sometime this week. Was that yesterday? Last night? She was at the Anime Awards. She looked
uh-huh.
so good. Um, and she presented an award. I'm not into anime in that way where I could give you all the details,
I mean,
but
even,
she
even
was
if you
there.
could, I wouldn't know.
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful
No,
gowns.
but she looked really good. Obviously, she leaned into like the world of anime and like her
hmm
outfit and how she presented. But she's gonna show up. What she did, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Um, and then the last like Nike related thing, kind of, is the Kai Cenat deal, which we forgot to talk about on the last episode, but I thought, excuse me, was worth bringing up, um, because again, to our previous conversation around these capsule collections and just like the athlete versus the lifestyle versus the influencer play as it relates to these brands, and specifically like sportswear brands. What's your take here? Is this
I
good? Is this bad?
honestly,
Indifferent?
uh, I'm indifferent, but I'm indifferent because of ignorance, and I say that because I don't know enough about this man to
Mm-hmm.
say this does not make sense. I did see, um, like he's part of like some type of sports organizations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like community. Let me come back to this once I do get some more information because I don't want to speak out of turn. But I know that he has had his hand in, I don't know if it's like a community basketball league, football, or something that's
Mm-hmm.
happening. I know maybe that might be a tie in. But other than that, I don't know enough about him to be like, oh, this makes sense. On paper, about what I do know, I don't see the through line. I'm like, it just
I
feels
mean,
like they tap somebody that is getting lots of um, attention. Maybe they're looking at it from a generation standpoint, trying to tap more into Gen Z and know like who his audience is. I don't know. I'm sure there has to be some sort of strategic rationale behind it, but
mm-hmm.
I have blind spots. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have similar blind spots. All I really know about Kai Cenat is that the kids love him, and anytime his name is brought up or like his name crosses my feed, it's usually because he's done something wild, right? Or
Yeah,
had somebody like crazy on his stream. The other day, I was just like, does he even game? Like, did he start off as like, does he even
right.
play video games? I don't know
I
at
think
this
he
point. Like,
does.
do
Isn't
any of
that
these
what he's?
streamers? I don't know, cause I'm like,
At
yo,
one point, he
Offset
was.
and Nicki Minaj going on his stream and whoever, like, is Nicki Minaj sitting down there gaming with him? I don't think so. I think they just be down there like kicking it,
Yeah,
and he just
they do.
streams everything, you know.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, I'm sure from a numbers perspective, just like his sheer like influence and audience, it that alone probably makes it make sense. But yeah, more to come. I'm sorry, Slody. I definitely just like kick the shit out of you. Oops.
uh, yeah. Let's keep an eye on it. I am curious to see how this comes into fruition. Wondering what will it be? Will it be capsule collections? Will they just pull him in for just as a general spokesperson type of thing? I have no idea.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Um,
Never mind. I don't know if you can say that.
I don't know.
So
On the
yeah,
spot, I need some time
you
to
need
think on that
think
one.
you need think space. You need time to think.
Hmm.
All right.
So I was gonna say staying in the realm of sportswear. I see that Adidas is dropping a Bob Marley collab sneaker. Is that what I'm looking at?
So it's a special edition of their retro SL72 running sneaker in
Mm-hmm.
collaboration with Bob Marley's estate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's scheduled to launch as a part of their summer 2024 range. And yeah, I think this is. I know that they've done previous collabs. I'm not sure if it was to this detail. Like this sneaker actually has Bob Marley's name on it. I know
Yeah.
before when they've done like the Jamaican colorway, they've used Bob Marley in the past, but I'm not sure if they've ever stamped and said like this is a Bob Marley collaboration working with the estate in this way. Um, so yeah, as many people may know or may not know, Bob Marley has always he's been photographed in Adidas. He was a avid soccer player, and you would see him oftentimes in this style of sneaker or in the Adidas track suits. I'm not sure what the history is between him and Adidas, if they ever had any like partnership
Yeah.
or communication from brand to artist before. But I think when you look at Bob Marley and understand his legend as a brand, you gotta lean into that. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And I think it makes sense in terms of timing as well because the biopic just dropped a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. How
Um,
was that? Did you? I know you
I
went to go
enjoyed it.
see
I
it.
really enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed it. also didn't go into it knowing a ton of information about Bob Marley. So I think where you probably get more critique is from people that are like, they know the ins and outs of his life, and they're like, oh, they didn't tell this part, or this is missing. But I didn't walk away with any of those grievances.
The only backlash I've seen, I mean, I haven't seen the film, but the only backlash that I've seen is around just like the lack of Jamaican actors in the film. I feel like there's a lot of like British.
Jamaican. I mean, yeah, there are, but there were quite a few Jamaican actors, and unless you're Jamaican, I don't think you would really know, because they did great.
Does that matter? Yeah, it's like, oh well, they ain't gonna they can't tell, so fuck it. Like, I don't think that.
Well, I went and saw the movie with the Jamaican, and he said that it was done well. So that was my gauge.
Hamadi has spoken for the entire Jamaican delegate. It's fine, y'all. Settle down.
Settle. But I think we just live in a space where everyone wants to critique everything. There's always going to be something that could be better, or that could have been considered, or that I just try to approach different art forms with more grace when I can. And I literally walked away feeling like that was a great film. Okay. And if I didn't, I would say otherwise. Did you see Tyler Perry's new film?
Come on now. I knew you were about to ask that. And like, you already know the answer to that. No.
I don't know the answer. I think you should watch it. First of all, you got to watch it to support Kelly Rowland. You got to watch it to support.
I'll stream her last album. I support that.
Janelle, why are you against watching it?
Because I'm against watching Tyler Perry content, because I know what I'm going to get, and I can't get that time back. And time is valuable. Time is money. You know.
I don't think that's fair, because you're not even allowing it to.
Why does it have to be fair? Like, it's my time. Okay, it's not fair. From an art you're calling it art? You saw it was art.
It's art. Okay. It's very artful. Okay.
Oh yeah, I heard it was very artful. That I did hear.
Maybe it's artful, but no. Let me really tell you. I thought it started out great. It really did. I was like, oh my God, this is good. Okay, we're doing it. Kelly brought her own hair and makeup team.
I mean, as she should,
and wardrobe team. I was just like, okay, this is great. It was shot great. But then Tyler Perry started being Tyler Perry eventually,
and he's always going to.
But I did see Keke Palmer say, like, y'all love to, something to the effect of, y'all love to hate on Tyler Perry, but he dramatizes stories in the same way that, you know, your great grandma and grandma used to do when they would be telling us.
Okay, but my great grandma ain't making movies. And if she were, and if she did, probably wouldn't watch it. Sorry, Grandma.
Oh. Okay. I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Also, I saw a tweet that was just like, because you know how Beyonce went to the premiere, and they were like, I can't believe Beyonce sat down and y'all made Beyonce sit down and watch this shit.
I literally asked, I wonder what she said to Kelly afterward. Like,
beautiful gown. Oh, you brought your own hair and makeup? That's cute, sis.
Good job,
all right.
girl.
Let me go get home to all these 50, 11 kids. You know how she loved to refer to her 3 kids as 50, 11 kids.
But Kelly did a great. Kelly, she showed me a different side. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Kelly acting, so I don't know what I was going basing it off of. But she did well. She clocked in.
Shout out to her.
She definitely did. So you should watch it for that reason.
No, I'm good.
You never know when you might have to like create a strategy behind her work or something. So you got to know what she's saying.
Listen. My job used to be to read and watch Tyler Perry shit, and I didn't do it. So you think I'm gonna start now?
Okay. Did you watch Acrimony?
So, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I think the last Tyler Perry movie I saw might have been like Temptation. And I like and it was like not bad until the way he ended it. And I was just like, you always come through and fuck it up. So I'm gonna leave it at that. um, we talked a little bit, I think, about we talked about Essence magazine on the last episode, but I mean, I think Super Smart collab just dropped between Essence and Essence, right? So Essence, the Canadian or Montreal-based boutique that takes way more of my money than I care to admit, and Essence, the Black, media platform or magazine, Essence magazine. So they partnered, I guess, for the month of February to highlight Black designers.
It was just a week-long storytelling series. Not just. It was a week-long.
Really? It was
that was published in February.
I saw it.
It launched on February 26th. I think they might have teed it up.
Okay.
But the content actually started rolling out in the last week of February.
Okay. Well, I saw 3 stories. It was like Moa Lola, Bianca Saunders, and somebody else. They were all British. British designers.
Stanley Raffington.
Okay. But yeah, I just thought it was cool that Essence and Essence were collabing, and it had to do with some Black shit. So shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Black designers. They did. They shot in their workspaces with interviews and like shorts. So inspiration, processes, goals of their business, etc. And then they also released like an A to Z guide to Black designers. In a section on Essence. I guess it's on both of their websites, but I think that's cool too, because I know that I've used Essence, the wardrobe platform, fashion platform in the past, to look for Black designers. I think last year or the year before, they actually had, when Black Lives Mattered, they actually had a spot that like showcased Black designers.
All the Black designers on the platform. Yeah.
So, yeah, Call Me By Your Name was the name of the campaign. And, yeah, I think it was a good play for both brands using the same word. What's that called? Synonym? Homonym?
Sure.
English? Yeah. I don't know.
I will say, though, like, shout out to Essence, the magazine. I feel like they've been... Maybe it's been since, like, Corey Stokes has been the... What is he, like VP of creative or whatever he is over there, but they kind of been killing it. And I'm a little upset that I have to like hunt for an Essence magazine in Portland, Oregon, because I'm like, where do I even start?
Do you?
I don't know where I'd get an Essence magazine out here. I might have to just scoop one next time I'm on the East Coast. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll grab one for you if you.
Thank you, because I was just like, God damn. Where do I even go for this? But I think that they've really been killing it. Like every single cover that's dropped, I'm just like, okay, all right, check y'all out.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
So you're gonna have to help me a little bit on this next one, because I saw this, but I'm not really sure what's going on. Solange, in collaboration with somebody.
I don't know if it's in collab. I think it's herself.
Really? Solange dropped a postcard series called Cut and Shoot. Maybe I was looking at like who it was shot by. I don't know. I couldn't make out what was going on here.
Yeah, so it's a postcard series. She is... Hamadi was talking about this earlier this week. She is all about creating art that is tangible, like creating tangible artifacts that foster physical connections with her community. So she's drawing inspiration from things like that's nostalgic, like fan mail in this series, which the postcards will have an image of her, and it's just like a collectible item in a way. And then you also get to send her postcards. So you can create a postcard and send it. She has like a P.O. box set up to receive them. So I think it's just a way for her to have fan engagement for her to lean into creating actual physical art that her fans can actually have, touch, and feel and see. And another way, like, to create legacy. So this isn't in collaboration with anyone, right? Is this just her? Yeah, as far as I know, it's just her. It's not a collab. And again, this well, the image I'm looking at, right?
I was like, I know I've seen Renell's name recently. Like I said, it says stays with a gig, stays with a bag. Cool. Are you getting any postcards, or have you gotten any postcards?
Individuals can opt in for a limited edition, numbered and signed postcard by Solange, or a blank postcard for sharing, collecting, or displaying. I have not gotten it, but this is what I was going to ask you before, if you had already gotten one.
I haven't. I'm like, what? I mean, I don't know. I'm just not the type to like put pictures of artists up on my wall, or like, what do you do with them other than like write fan mail to her and send them back? I don't know. I guess they're a collector.
Yeah, it's a collector's item. That's how I would treat it. Then you give it to your daughter or granddaughter. Eventually. Get one, Janelle. You know you want one.
I mean, I kind of feel like if I wanted to get it, I would have caught by now. Drop more glassware. I like that. And I need a couple more pieces. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling over the next couple days.
Got you.
Are you going to get any?
Yeah. I plan to if they're still available. I just wasn't like rushing.
Yeah, they seem to still be available. So.
Wait, did you see her? Oh God, did you see her at? She was at a fashion show, and this hit the internet. And apparently, she had turned to her stylist to move her hair back, and the internet went up in arms. And I'm like, y'all don't know what that woman said to that woman. Y'all don't know what the agreement was before she walked out to walk through the corridor to get to the fashion show. Y'all don't know if Solange had just got her nails done and couldn't move her hair. Again, it all goes back to, let's put this bait out here to cause conversation, critiques, and all of these things. And I'm like, and if she did just turn around and say, can you move my hair? That's also her business. Y'all know how much she paying that woman.
I missed that, but you know how I feel about Solange. Not too much on Solange. Don't do it.
Right, and not too much. And she also knows not too much on her.
Yeah. All I saw from her being out there at the fashion shows and stuff, besides like her son Jules walking in a couple of shows, was her linking up with JT from the City Girls, and I was just like, this is perfection. Like, this is amazing. Yeah. That's
I saw you post that, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a depiction of Janelle summed up and wrapped up any more than it possibly could be. Yes. It's like you have both sides coming together. Exactly. And that's why he was like, I've never felt more seen. Two sides of the same coin. And then and then also Jules. I think we gotta mention him. Yeah, how does that work? Does he just get a call, or does Solange say, you know what, my son wants to model?
I'm sure. Well, so I feel like when it came to the Loire show, she probably put in. Well, I think she and like Raul are good friends, so that I was just like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, the other show that he walked for was what, Versace and Milan or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, maybe she knows. Maybe she's good. I don't know.
Well, also once you do one or two,
exactly.
Yeah. But that's exciting. That's exciting to see.
Yeah, that is exciting. And he just turned 19?
Yeah, he's young.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Make me sweat.
So, I had a bad joke for this one, and I'm just gonna keep workshopping it. But so Tyla has recently partnered with Gap for a new campaign, I guess. It's like a print and like film campaign, but it's been getting a lot of buzz because it looks like the more traditional and like the Gap ads of yore. You know what I mean? Like the
Mm.
90s vibe and
Yeah.
like traditional advertising. And I think it was kind of a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. Um, and then also, I just kind of like the way that Tyla and her team are moving because, like, you forget she's relatively new in this space, but she doesn't feel like it because she's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like they are leaning very much into her style or whatever this style is that she's created
Amapiano.
for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which does give that nod to like late 90s, early 2000s, whether it's her attire, whether it's like I saw her drop a promo for I don't know if it was her album or something, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like a film, a Instagram montage where
Yeah.
she's like going into like an actual record store and finding her CD, and then also the way she was dressed was very inspired by. I think even in this article in Rolling Stone, yeah, the Gap's Y2K inspired spring campaign, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like her feel, especially in terms of how she shows up. So I think exactly what you're saying. It is giving a nod to that sort of campaign style. And I think it leans into her personal brand. Again, what we say all the time is when an artist is able to bring who they are, who their brand is, attach it to a brand, and create something that makes sense. That's mutually beneficial for both, and that's a great strategy. That's great storytelling, and it makes it believable. And to your
Yeah.
point, it literally makes it a breath of fresh air because nothing feels forced. And then last thing I'll say is I agree. I think we can easily forget that Tyler is fairly new because it feels like she's been here. It feels like she's everywhere and she's executing and doing it well.
Cool. All right. So next on the list, brand that we've been talking a lot about lately as well, Louis Vuitton. So after our last episode, they Louis Vuitton released a collab with Tyler the Creator. Um, yeah, and I mean, what I will say is like you could definitely see Tyler's fingerprint all throughout that, which I loved. Like it looked like a true collaboration. And then just knowing how close Tyler and Pharrell are,
Right.
it yeah, it made a lot of sense. And I just like seeing like Pharrell offer that space for Tyler to do his thing.
I
The
have
pieces
to
are
say,
expensive, though. I will say that.
I mean, it's Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, true, true.
I have to give Pharrell his kudos. I think he's doing a really great job.
Hmm.
He's doing a great job. I feel like he's keeping his foot on the necks and he keeps producing things that are really cool. I mean, it bears. Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
no, I agree. And I think, like when it was first announced that he was taking over at Louis Vuitton, everybody was kind of, at least I was kind of scratching my head. I'm like, okay, like I can see it. I think I see it. Um, but he doesn't come from a traditional fashion background, nor did Virgil for that matter. But I think that this shows that like just creativity, and just knowing like his brand of creativity, like that works as well. And
Yeah.
I feel like this is a little bit of foreshadowing because I could see Tyler the Creator in a position like this in the near future, for a brand as well. I can definitely see him being a CD at some big house,
Now see, now
with his
see,
thing.
now see, now see. This is where these CD jobs would make sense when you
Hmm.
are starting to insert yourself in the spaces like this.
Hmm.
This is not the first time we've seen Tyler the Creator in the fashion space
Yeah,
either.
I mean he
So
has his own brand.
yeah, so that does and would make sense.
And then the other thing for Louis Vuitton is they have announced Victor Wembanyama. Did I say that correctly? Yes.
Mhm.
Wemby for short, as an ambassador, which makes all the sense in the world because it's a French brand. He's Parisian. Um, yeah, I guess that's why it makes all the sense in the world. That's all I got.
Yeah. It does make sense. That's all I got as well.
I'm like, so does it make all the sense in the world? Is that enough? I guess. Yeah.
It's enough. It's enough. Especially when, I mean, going back to the conversation we were having earlier about Sha'Carri, and when you think about these, in this case, a fashion house having actual brand ambassadors, who do you choose? What are the reasons why? Especially when you think of brands like, we're a Parisian brand, but we're not only Parisian focused. So you have a French men playing in the United States American Basketball League that gets us more legs. Yeah, it just makes sense. In the same way, I see a lot of fashion houses with like tennis players and things like that. It's like, how do we go global with the folks that we're selecting? Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Say it again.
And then the last thing on the list is the end of an era. So it has been announced that Oprah has parted ways with Weight Watchers over her use of a weight loss drug. You know, something in the realm of an Ozempic. And, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna miss those bread commercials.
I love bread.
Bread. I love bread. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it. Yeah, that's wild.
That is wild.
So many
After
people
what,
are
I think
hopping.
9 years or something.
Yes, so many people are hopping on the Ozempic train. More power to them.
Yeah.
If it's working, it's working. But why she can't be on weight? Why she can't do Weight Watchers and Ozempic? Why don't she create some type of collaboration with Weight Watchers and Ozempic? That wouldn't make sense.
That sounds all types of wrong.
But I guess also it does make sense for her to be like, you know what, I'm stepping away.
Yeah. Also, it's saying like Weight Watchers didn't work for me.
That's what I was about to get at. I was doing Weight Watchers for 9 years, y'all. Ozempic came, child. Ain't
Snatched
even no
me
need.
right on up.
Snatched me right on up, just that quick. So, actually, deuces, Weight Watchers.
Right.
Y'all keep watching the weight. I'm gonna just go over here and do this Ozempic and be all right.
Now next we're gonna see Oprah in an Ozempic commercial. No, I was gonna say they probably can't afford her, but they probably can.
They definitely can. Do you know how much money Ozempic is getting now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it. But cool.
Right.
That wraps up this week's Above the Fold.
It does.
Are you ready for Guess That Spokesperson?
I am. And this week, I will be giving the clues. So, the brand is Nike, our fave. The first hint. This spokesperson had his film debut in Beverly Hills Cop 2 in 1987. He won his first Emmy Award in 97 for his HBO comedy special. And he was on SNL from 1990 to 1993.
Does this person have a film where he's speaking to animals?
No. I mean, no.
Does this person have... Has this person ever... Is this person an artist? Have they created music?
Not to my knowledge. Maybe, but not to my knowledge. I don't think so.
What was the second clue?
He won his first Emmy Award in 1997 for his HBO comedy special. One more yes or no question. And I could also I also have a bonus hint. I don't know that it'll help, but you know, we'll see after you ask your third question. Maybe I'll give you a bonus hint.
I don't know. Okay, what would be my third question about? Okay, has this what movie was that though? Has this person ever had a reoccurring role on a television show?
I mean, SNL. That was the hint I gave
Like
you.
a sitcom?
I don't think so.
Is it? I'm gonna just go with it. Is it Arsenio Hall?
It is not. The answer is Chris Rock. He voiced Little Penny all those years. I knew you were leaning towards Eddie Murphy.
I
That's why we were
was.
talking about talking to animals and
Damn it!
the music.
That was a
career,
good one.
but
that was a good one.
yeah.
He
I
was
just
not
been
in my brain.
digging in the archive lately, and I'm like that was such a fun
Nike,
and like
Chris Rock.
good campaign. Little Penny, like that ran for a really long time, and it was really good.
Yep. Wow. Yeah. Got it. Wow. Yeah. Cool. That was a good one. All right.
Okay.
So who you got this week for going with your black ads? Who you got for that ain't it?
This is a this is a tough one. I don't know. I don't feel like we talked about anything too crazy. I would say going with your black ads to, I guess, I don't know. I want to say Nike as a whole, but that's too easy. I think this time I want to give it to the essence of it all. Yeah. That felt like a cute moment. And probably, two brands that we don't talk about that often on here. And for that ain't it, I don't really have one. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to get. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I guess I'm gonna give it to Oprah parting ways with Weight Watchers. I don't know. That one made me a little. That one was just interesting to me. Not that anybody did anything wrong. You got to do what you got to do, but I think that's the only like negative thing that we talked about, or anything with like any kind of negative spin. So I guess I'll give it to that.
I'm gonna give going with your black ads to Solange. I really love the way her mind works. And sometimes, like, this is not gonna make sense. Who's gonna want this? Like, you can a lot of things she does, like, it's easy for an artist to talk themselves out of. But I love how she's unequivocally herself, and like, this is what I want to produce. This is what I want to put out. So I'm gonna do it. And then that ain't it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it with Oprah, Weight Watchers, just because it's like why? But
one quick thing I want to say about the Solange stuff that I forgot to say when we were talking about it, but I think one of the really cool things about everything that Solange has going on, whether it's music related or more of her tangible things, is like everything has a very cohesive look and feel. And a lot of that is due to her creative director. I think that's her title. This woman named, I think it's Sablé Stays. She actually used to work with Hamadi back in the day when Hamadi was like making clothes and stuff. So shout out to her because she's kind of killing it. And she works with Essence too. So like all the visual layouts and the typography and all that kind of stuff that you see now on Essence magazine, that's all her as well. So like definitely someone I would love to like work with one day.
Good to know. Dope.
Yeah.
That is true. Everything is cohesive. Nice. All right, y'all. That wraps up another episode of With Your Black Ads. As always, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Check us out. Follow us. Share.
Yeah.
IG at Witcha Black Ads, WitchaBlackAds.com, and like and subscribe on YouTube. And until next time, see y'all.
Bye.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. God damn. That's what I'm talking about. It was so black ass. It was black ass.